Hey, welcome. We're going to talk about the Tech Stack for SME assignment. This is a preparation assignment conducted as a pilot project, actually, to introduce the student, that's you, to a framework for completing the final team project. So we're learning as we go here, trying to figure out the best process, because what we're aiming toward is completing the final C Symphony suite piece that you'll work in teams, 4 of you. In this assignment, you're designing a complete technology ecosystem for a small or medium-sized enterprise and provide you those cases. This isn't just an academic exercise. You're solving real business problems with real constraints, just like we always do in this course, just like you would as a marketing executive or consultant that you are. Tech Stack for SME assignment. Let's talk about it. First, you choose one company. I've provided 6 cases. They are a variety of cases, different things like B2B, B2C, long-term, short-term sales cycles. We've got some specialty food retailers. We've got regional university. We have higher, whole 9 yards. But you choose one. After you've looked at the assignment, go back. The first thing you do, then you proceed. By the way, the full assignment is on Brightspace. Go there for details on all 6. As we then move on to next step, we look at 4 phases of development of this assignment. One is phase 1, that business analysis, the deep dive into the company, the tech audit that we did earlier in this course, the phase design. Phase 2 is the design stack, tool section, playing on some of the things we've talked about, like in the last vendor spotlight when we talked about tools. You're looking at MarTech, AdTech, and ComTech tools, and you don't have to go real. Just give me a general idea. We'll go real deep on the final project. Phase 3, integration strategy and sustainability planning. Sustainability is a key part of this whole course. So integration architecture, scalability of future-proofing. Yes, because things change so fast. Finally, deliverable. So let's look at that a little bit more detail and what we mean by that. And essentially, what we get at here is the 3 components of evaluation. 40% visual stack map, 40% written rationale, and 20% innovation practicality. I have listed here for you basically what first the stack map should look like. It's a visual representation. It gives everybody a chance of how do we actually stack it up? How do we make it work in the various areas? And then we get into the written rationale. We cover the data foundation, the orchestration, the tools and technologies. Look, we're doing something here that we're kind of inventing some things. So I'm looking not only for you to complete the assignment, but also to feedback and improve the overall process, because we're all learning from that. All of us are learning from that, because this is stuff that's happening every single day on a regular basis. Finally, innovation practicality, pretty well laid out there. So we get to the idea that what we're really trying to do here is to come up with a plan that works, right? What would be the means of criteria grading? Well, for the stack map, clarity, professional presentation, logical organization, categorization, that sort of thing. Clear integration pathways. So getting away from fragmentation, finding out that we can eliminate those silos that stand by themselves and don't connect to anything else. And the scalability, of course. Then we get to the idea of the written rationale, which is down to the strategic alignment with the business goals, marketing goals. That's one of the things we always have to continue press on, because that's what we're here for. The technology is not brand new object. It's really a tool to help us get to where we want to go with marketing and our business objectives. Tool selection justification. Well, like we did in the vendor spotlight, you did some work. We've learned a lot about it, so reflect it here. Integration strategy, coherence. How do we make this all work as one piece? That's the goal. Fragmentation, that's that idea of eliminating the silos and actually creating integration, if you will. And then budget consciousness. Don't get too carried away with budget consciousness or ROI consideration. The consideration is more important than the actual numbers at this point. We're not seeking out the key number issues. So then we have to look at this whole idea of what the innovation practicality grading criteria might be, and that would be problem solving. How do we creatively problem solve, and then what is the realistic implementation timeline? need a timeline of some sort. Some sort. It doesn't mean that it has to be final. It means you've thought a little bit about it and given an idea how it might roll out, because we understand that's the way we get these things to actually move into the organization. We'll talk more about that whole piece of people and how they deal with change as we move the course. But for right now, let's look at a timeline. Risk mitigation strategies, that's going to be part of it all. And then vendor evaluation methodology. We've talked about a little bit about that in some of the async course material. So there we go. That's what we're up to. That's what we're trying to get at. We're trying to find a way that we can make this all work so that we can, have a coherent understanding how this all works. Recommended submission format: visual, high-resolution PDF or PNG on the stack. Written, the 500. It could be 1,000 words for that matter. I don't think you can get it done in 500. And then the brief appendix with, tool comparison matrix might be helpful. So, finally, this last word. Don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or suggestions. It's standard fare. You know my number. You know my contact info. Anytime, anywhere. See you. Bye.